Hello and welcome to Thoughts, Talk, and Titanfall. I say welcome instead of welcome back as this is the first time I am doing Titanfall instead of my usual TF2, but it is still a TF game. I'm probably going to go back to normal TF2 next week, but because we had the Titanfall open beta, over the last week or so, I thought I wanted to share some of my thoughts and feelings about the game. Now, everybody who has talked to me personally about the game know that I have some personal adjustments to make. I play primarily Valve FPS games, so like Counter Strike. I played a lot of Left 4 Dead, played a lot of TF2, and there's a few things that I had to get used to when switching over to Titanfall or anything that's kind of Call of Duty-esque. The big thing, of course, for me is aiming, and I remember looking at a video on Kotaku. It was like this CS tournament highlights and something like that, and somebody's like, "Does everybody just fire from the hip?" And that's just the way Counter Strike is. There's no pulling up your gun to aim. I mean, if you have a sniper rifle, then sure, you aim down the sights. But that is something that I'm absolutely not used to. Is looking at through down the sights and aiming at people, and I constantly have to remind myself to do it. And I probably screwed myself over a little bit because I binded my keys to be similar to Left 4 Dead, where my right click is my melee, just like in Left 4 Dead, and I changed shift to be my aiming because I figured, maybe I walk. Something that I used to do in Counter Strike is where you shoot and then you hold shift to walk. I might switch it over to crouch because crouching to me also equates to I need more accuracy kind of thing, so I might use that or something like that. Who knows? I am, of course, playing with my ESDF, which allows me my QA and Z and W to be used as binds for whatever I need them to be. And right now I use them for my abilities and for my grenades. I haven't used the Q yet, but I could definitely use Q for something. But I also have the V for the Titanfall and C and all your other usual stuff as well. But yeah, definitely considering the number of keys that you have to use for this one, I'm really, really happy that I have adapted to ESDF already. And I haven't had any really bad hiccups with controls, except when I try to force myself to use shift. Oh, sorry, when I forced to use my right click to aim, partway through, like, I probably should try the actual default aiming settings. Didn't like it as much, so I went back to right click as melee instead. And you'll probably see the fact that I can't aim, I prefer to use the shotgun and the smart pistol. And the smart pistol as a factory weapon, I mean, it has like a set time to lock on, so you can't just easily dispatch other players that way. Other players who have faster trigger time and can just aim and unload their clip on you, they'll definitely get the win on you much faster. But if you get enough kills to upgrade the weapon, you can get things that have faster lock on, and I think the pistol will probably be pretty handy to use because you can run and use it. You can do it while parkouring, and sometimes there's a lot of debris and cloud and stuff like that, and it helps when it locks on through that as well. The other thing about Titanfall that I have to get used to is the mini-map. And for those of you guys who play Call of Duty and you have your fancy dancy radar stuff, I forgot what it's called. It's like something? I can't remember. But yeah, when you guys have the radar, people are very, very used to using their mini-map to see where other people are in order to attack them and stuff like that. I am not used to this. I often run around going, where is everybody? And then oh right, I could look at the minimap and I'll see where some people are. And that's something that I'm not used to. And a lot of times when I think I got the flank on somebody, I'm like, oh, this guy doesn't know I'm gonna get coming at him, just kick him in the butt, literally. And then the pilot suddenly turns around and just shoots me. I'm like, how does he know I'm here? It's baffling to me because when you do something like TF2 where people don't know you're sneaking up behind them, and then suddenly everybody's sidekick is just so hard to adapt to, and it makes the things a little bit rough. The these things are personal issues, and I feel if I played enough, I will definitely get used to it. The parkour is really fun. Sometimes it's a little bit non-responsive, like it doesn't do what you think it wants to do. The other thing I don't really like is trying to jump on a Titan, and then the Titan just like brushes the side of its leg against you, and then suddenly you were quote unquote stepped on. That's another thing I don't really like. I constantly try to jump on them from the ground, and I guess that's probably not a good idea. I probably should try jumping on them from a higher area, I guess. Um, but yeah, the big thing I don't really like is the AI. And I did read an interesting article talking about Titanfall AI. I might do another thoughts talk in Titanfall, talking about that later on because I do have two other rounds that I've recorded, so I might use those as well. But yes, so yeah, with thoughts talk, with the AI, the article I was reading talked about how you have two kinds of AI. You have AI that's really dumb and just stands around, doesn't do anything, and then you have the AI that is like cheating good, like hacks good. Basically, they have godlike reflexes. They will see you every time, and when they shoot you, they've got aimbot. They will not miss. So you have your choice between really sucky bot that does not react like a human and cannot shoot worth anything, and then you have a bot that has godlike reflexes and will hit you with every single one of the bullets before you could even react. And if I had to choose between the two, then of course, yeah, I would choose the easier bots, because hacking bots is just no fun at all, period. But the thing that gets me is that it's really hard to tell when you're approaching somebody or when you see somebody walking, you can't really tell that they're a player or a robot. And I'm pretty sure this is by design, but I don't like it. And I don't like it for two reasons. One is because you don't get to change your strategy on the fly to adapt, like, oh, this is a human, I need to do things differently. The second thing is lag. And lag is a pretty big friggin' deal right now. All the AI stuff, they are working perfectly in tune to your client. So if you adjust your shots, if you lead your shots, whatever, they move smoothly. But I see players teleporting around. We're talking about like Minecraft bad, where they're warping here and there, and then 1 second they're across the room, the next second they're right in my face shooting me, and I'm like, what's going on? And when you get used to killing the AI, you don't get used to playing against players, and this discord between the two kinds of connections that you see within the same game is not really good because you can't really change the way you deal with it. And the AI for Titans, I think, is also really bad. I think if you were to have like almost a hacky-ish AI, I would say give it to the Titans, because having your Titans not defend you as a person against another regular pilot on the ground is really dumb. I really want to see that happen. But otherwise, I've enjoyed Titanfall a little bit. I've been saying I can't decide whether I like it or hate it. I don't know if I don't think it's spectacular. I don't think it is super revolutionary. I mean, if I wanted to play a mech game, I could play Hawken, that kind of stuff. Um, but on the same vein, I don't think that is trying to do too much. I think it is a good mesh. It takes all these elements and it meshes them well together. I mean, it's really easy to have something that is way too overbalanced one way or whatever, where the mechs become super strong and the pilots don't have anything to do, or the game is like, oh, why would you ever get in your Titan kind of thing. Like, the game mixes all these different elements into very, very well. You got your futuristic cloaking, you got some parkour, you got the mech, you got all these kind of things. I think it does it really well, and I think that Titanfall has that going for it. And I think the big thing that would sell Titanfall to me would be the monsters. And this is a rumor going around that this may only be campaign only, but I would love to see some kind of humans versus monsters kind of thing, or maybe not playing as monsters, but have it as some kind of multiplayer game type where you're basically kind of like Pacific Rim, where you have kaijus taking on the Jaegers kind of stuff. And I think that would be extremely fun to do, send like a semi-co-op thing, or just a race to see who kills more monsters kind of stuff. I think that would be really, really fun, and that would definitely sell Titanfall for me, and it would just make it absolutely amazing. But as it stands, I have not pre-ordered the game, and yeah. And I also don't know whether it's worthwhile adopting Origin for it. I mean, Muffins has told me some horror stories. I usually reserve judgment for my own personal experience. So far, Origin has been fine. Haven't had any personal complaints about it. So, you know, it's also but it is something to think about for sure. Anyways, that is my initial thoughts on Titanfall. I guess tune back in a couple weeks and we'll talk about the rest. Until then, guys, everybody, take care. I'll see you then. Bye bye.